These abilities that we have in the neocortex of the human brain, the outer layers of the brain, we have neurons, and some of them, Brian, are so new, we're only discovering them now. August of 2018, scientists discovered a new kind of neuron that had never been recognized in the past. I mean, that's very recent to have new discoveries like this showing up. We have a class of neurons in the neocortex called mirror neurons. Here's the deal with a mirror neuron. A mirror neuron will fire under one of two conditions: when we have an experience, which we all know happens, or when we witness someone else having an experience. The neuron doesn't know the difference between having and watching the experience. So that's why you can lie on the couch on a Sunday afternoon and watch a soccer game. You're lying down, you're prone, and your heart might be racing, your muscles are tense, you're perspiring, but you're just lying there.
Yeah, when I watch fights, I'm always tense.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is the reason, because these neurons don't know the difference. So think about what this means. When those neurons see a healing, for example, rather than a sports game, those neurons don't know the difference between watching and being the healing. They will begin sending the signals to the body to facilitate the healing that they believe that they are having. And that's a beautiful example. For our viewers that saw The Matrix, we saw Neo. Keanu Reeves was in the first Matrix. Neo was the hero, living in a time where they had a port at the base of their skull where they would plug in to a computer and download information very quickly to learn a skill, martial arts skill or a navigational skill or something. That was in the movie, science fiction. We have that ability through the mirror neurons. People that use the mirror neurons in ways that are, when you're trained, you have to awaken and use these mirror neurons consciously. You can watch a musician playing a very complex piece of music, and you've got it just like that. You can learn very, very quickly. You can watch a martial artist and learn. You can watch a gymnast. So we're essentially doing what that Neuralink is designed to do. What the science is showing is that when we stop using the abilities that we were given biologically 200,000 years ago, they begin to atrophy. And if we begin to augment our own biology with all of this technology, how much of our humanness do we give away? And how much are we willing to give away, and where does it stop? And I'm not saying not to do it. I believe we should be not so willing to give away this precious humanness, at least until we know what it means to be human, what it means to fully awaken our human capacities, and we're only beginning to understand that. Our bodies, if you look at the ancient literature, they say we were given the power of gods. And I'm not saying God as the one God, but I'm saying that we are the only form of life. No other form of life, Brian, can sit down in a moment in time and consciously choose to self-regulate their biology. We have that ability. And what that means is that we can sit in a moment in time and we can choose to awaken the longevity enzymes, for example, that regulate every cell in our body. So we can move forward chronologically in time. You're a year older a year from now than you are now, but actually reverse the biological markers and become biologically younger a year from now. We're the only form of life that can consciously regulate that. We're the only form of life that can consciously say, in this moment, I choose to enhance my immune response. You've had Joe Dispenza on this program, Bruce Lipton and myself. We all have practices that we have learned that use modern science and ancient wisdom to do just that. We could not travel the world and do what we do without a very strong immune response. We are the only form of life that can consciously access deep states of intuition on demand. We all have intuition spontaneously. When you pick up the phone to call someone and they're already on the phone, that's spontaneous intuition. And you say, well, that was cool. I wonder, when's that going to happen again? How do you create that on demand? Or how do you answer the deep questions when you have to make decisions in the world and there's nobody to turn to, no Google to ask, or everybody you ask gives you a different answer? How do you know what's true for you when it comes to a healthcare decision, or a life and death situation, or a relationship, or a job, or career? We're the only form of life that can access that. We're the only form of life that can create resilience to a changing world so that we can embrace and thrive, not just survive, but thrive in the change that can actually augment consciously. We can choose to have super cognition, super memory, super recall, and the intelligence services are training people, Jason Bourne, if you've ever seen the Jason Bourne movies, to do just this, and much, much more. These are examples of self-regulating our biology, and no other form of life can do this.